Hey guys, this is Mark Cavalier with the Southwest Coalition for Life, and we are here at our headquarters just 3 doors down from the Planned Parenthood Abortion Corporation. And I'm so excited to reveal to you finally our Save the Storks mobile ultrasound unit. It's arrived, it's here, it's a reality, and it's because of you. You teamed up with God last year and got the funds to have this amazing cutting-edge piece of, it's the most advanced life-saving technology, and it's here, and we're excited to get this launched. So let's go take a look. Okay, so first of all, this is a custom-built Mercedes Sprinter van, brand new, and everything from the chassis out was all custom-built specifically for our needs right here in El Paso. The chassis was actually, they started with the Sprinter van, and they had to custom expand it in 1 foot in every direction to make it as large as you can possibly get a vehicle and still fit legally in 1 parking space without a permit. And that is to our strategic advantage, so we can take this anywhere you could park a vehicle and be able to offer the life-saving power of free pregnancy testing and ultrasounds. The other thing is that this is actually more energy efficient and cost effective in the long run than a larger RV style mobile unit that some places do, because you don't have as many generators and pieces and components. It's all this amazing compact unit. So we're going to go ahead and do a full tour all the way around, and I'll tell you all about it. So the first thing you're going to notice is the beautiful wrap. It's the wrap all the way around, top, bottom, left, right, front, and back. And this was custom designed specifically for us and our needs. So as part of the Southwest Coalition for Life, all of our outreach on the sidewalk when we reach out to abortion vulnerable women is part of our Her Care Connection program. This is a program of the Southwest Coalition for Life to connect moms to the care she needs to choose life. So that's what that name means. And that's everything that's branded here. So our literature, our custom literature and brochures that are handing out, even our sidewalk referral interns who are out there reaching out to women now, are in full matching uniform with matching colors and the matching logo as well embroidered on their uniforms and on their caps, so that it's a very professional and woman-oriented approach when we're out there for these women, to let them know we are here for you. We did this for you. We brought this to you. So just like Christ goes out to meet people where they're at, we're going out to bring everything she needs to her, to bring the care directly to her. So she doesn't even have to move her car. If she's right there and feels like she has no other option, we can say, we've got the care for you. They're going to charge you, $400 just for the ultrasound. We can give that to you for free, better quality, better machine, everything. The community of El Paso cares about you and has made this a reality. So you can see it's advertised that this is confidential, free, onboard ultrasounds and pregnancy testing. And we mentioned that also in Spanish, to reach out to those who are Spanish only. We've got a hotline that's going to be hooked up just for our outreach. We also have our website, which is specifically for the clients, hercareconnection.org, that is still under development to make that match even better to work with the mobile unit. And this is everything is being in full compliance with HIPAA medical guidelines, all under a supervising physician, a nurse manager, and 2 medically trained sonographers. So this is a fully functioning mobile medical unit, a mobile medical center. And this is beautiful. This is amazing. So let's go ahead and you can also see that we're advertising that we can have ultrasound images sent directly to her phone. Okay, so this is a new piece of technology that's part of the ultrasound machine and the system that we're using with an onboard Wi-Fi router. So we've got our own Wi-Fi hotspot no matter where we go with this unit, so that after they do those ultrasound machines, it can send a link through a text message to her phone so she can access those ultrasound images and may choose to share those on social media, show her friends and family, and help her bond with her child even faster than ever before. So one thing you're going to notice too is at the top you've got a little black bump up there, and that's actually part of a 360-degree security system. There's one on the front, back, and both sides of the unit, and those security cameras keep a 24/7 secured watch on the vehicle at all times, even when it's just parked and being stored. And there's a DVR system in there that we can get in and access that. And I'll show you in a second too, it also stitches those images together to create a 360-degree view, so that if somebody walks around the unit, you can actually see them going from the top down like a bird's eye view at all times. So this is the most secure unit to protect this investment that you helped to make possible. Another thing you're going to notice is that some of the older models of this mobile ultrasound vans used to have a big sliding door. Actually, the demo model that they brought out to our banquet last year to kind of give us an example of what we would be getting had one of these big sliding doors, and it was really awkward. And so they've actually upgraded that now. We've got one of these new upgrades with an actual clinic door that we can prop open and women can walk in, and it makes it even that much more comfortable and professional for her. You'll see that there is also an outside floodlight, so if it starts getting dark or anything, you can turn that on. Another thing you're going to notice is that we have this awning that retracts on the top. So I'm actually going to extend that right now, and you can see how we can provide some comfortable shade in the middle of the El Paso heat for women as they come up to the unit. You can see this fully expands, and so if we need to, we could set out chairs, we could set out an area, something cold to drink, and so have a spot for her to sit in the shade in case she has to wait for maybe there's someone else already on still completing an appointment, and she's waiting for an opportunity to get on the unit. Now she doesn't have to sit and stand around in the sun. This can fully expand, and it's in the day, so you can't see it very well, but there's this LED light bar on the inside of the awning to keep it even more lit at night. All right, you can see the awning is automatically retracting, and that's actually a feature that'll kick in automatically if it starts getting too windy, so that it doesn't damage the unit. There's a sensor in there that'll say, hey, I'll go ahead and pull this in so that it doesn't get ripped off and it gets too windy or anything like that. So again, this is an absolutely phenomenal piece of technology inside and out to bring the best care and best, most comfortable environment possible to women outside of these abortion facilities. So this is the 59th Save the Storks mobile ultrasound unit to be deployed across the nation. Save the Storks is an amazing pro-life group in Colorado who specializes in constantly helping pregnancy centers and pro-life organizations take the life-saving power of ultrasounds right out to the front doors of abortion facilities and into their community through these units, and they've continued to improve every single time. And so we literally have the absolute latest cutting-edge technology and advancements on these units. One of the unique features too is that all 59 of those units all have a unique name, and so we put in by request the name Joseph Thomas. And normally the naming of the units is reserved for the grant writers. So in our case, we were actually extremely blessed to have a $75,000 grant that helped pay for a huge chunk of this unit by an anonymous donor. And usually they get to pick the name, but we requested if they would be okay with the name Joseph Thomas, and we explained why, and they said absolutely 100%. And so some of you probably know by now that Joseph Thomas was the name of an aborted baby whose remains were found outside on the parking lot, out by the dumpster of the Hilltop abortion facility here in El Paso 9 years ago, of all days, found on Good Friday of 2011. And so the pro-life community, when they found him, the authorities came and ended up taking his remains back to the abortion facility, and they were disposed of as medical waste. And they never had an opportunity to give a proper memorial. So not only did we just have a memorial at the closure of that Hilltop facility just last week to give him that dignity, but this unit was also blessed there, and we prayed over it as an ongoing memorial, an ongoing life-bringing memorial in his name to help save children and women from the same abortion business that took his. So one thing that's really unique about our unit in particular is that we went ahead and invested in an upgrade of what's called a Volta power system. This is a special hybrid battery system that is really cutting edge for RVs and mobile units like this. And what it means, though, is that we can take this unit out to the sidewalk, turn off the engine, and operate the entire clinic for the whole day on the battery system alone. So, and that's huge. Usually with things like this, you have to have a generator running at all times, and those generators wear out, and you have to replace them every couple of years, and they're expensive to maintain, and they're loud, and they have a lot of emissions. This is completely emission-free, and it'll last the lifetime of the vehicle, never need to be replaced. You drive it out to the sidewalk, you turn off the unit, and that battery will run the unit all day long. And then when you get back in the unit and you drive it for an hour, it'll charge it back up to 100%. Or if you have to, if the battery starts getting too low, you can idle the engine for a little while to charge it back up. Or when it's parked overnight, you can actually plug it in. And that's what you can see right now is that we actually have this plugged in while it's stored overnight, and it's keeping that battery system charged at all time. The unit is the clinic portion of the unit is always on. So the AC in there keeps it at the optimal temperature to protect all the equipment. The heater will kick on when necessary, and the security system will run 24/7. So this is just like any building or something. This is a system that is always on, even when the engine is parked and off overnight. All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look on the inside. I know this is what you've been most curious about. So we'll go ahead and open up the unit for you, just like if you, like a young woman was needing to come on, and we'd be able to invite her into this amazing air-conditioned environment, which is just top of the line. So go ahead and come on up, and let me show you all the knickknacks and fancy things about the inside of the unit. All right, guys, so this is it. We actually had a GE technician come to help configure the ultrasound machine, and she travels all over the country to do that. And she said she's been on a lot of these mobile ultrasound units, and when she got on here, she said, this is one of the best units I've ever seen. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Okay, so one of the first things is that when a woman enters the vehicle, she'll be greeted by a counselor and by the sonographer who will be here staffing the unit at all times. There's a nice little waiting area here to begin the intake process where she can sit down. Right here under the seat is a nice refrigerated drawer to keep cold drinks. So whereas she's coming in out of the El Paso heat during the summer, we can give her something cold to drink. There's also, you can see it's a lot more roomy and spacious in here than people expect. There's a lot of overhead storage. There's plenty of room for friends, if she has a boyfriend or husband or friend or parent with her, to come in and sit with her through the process. So here we have a really state-of-the-art medical exam bed where she can hop up here for the ultrasound exam. It's very comfortable. She can get on here in a very relaxed position. The top drawer over here is also powered with a warmer, so it can keep the ultrasound gels warm to be a comfortable temperature when it comes time to use those probes. If any women who've had an ultrasound know, sometimes that can be a little bit of a shock to get that cold gel on you. And once she is beginning the exam, if need be, if there are friends or family with her and she needs some more privacy, this curtain here can actually close off the unit and divide it into two areas so that she can be here with the ultrasound machine having the exam, and then everyone can be here and have more privacy. Now, you probably noticed this beautiful piece of technology. I cannot express how big of a blessing this is. We had one anonymous donor who, if you're watching, thank you again, who said, you know, these women deserve the absolute best, and said, go get yourself the Cadillac of ultrasound machines. And so we put a lot of research into this, and for multiple reasons, we came down to the Voluson S8 Touch, which is the absolute best of the best for doing care. This is a 3D, 4D ultrasound. It can do the Doppler to hear the heartbeat, and it does just crystal clear images, even in 3D, of the baby and the heartbeat and everything. And so a woman can hop up here, and these are some demo images and video that you can see. There's a 3D example of a baby, and the beautiful thing is that whatever she's seeing in real time here, there you can see the lighting. They can adjust to emulate lighting sources and show that baby from all different angles. And the amazing thing is that whatever she's seeing here is also being mirrored in full high definition on this big screen TV up here for her and her family and anyone who is with her to see. So if I turn off those lights a little bit and just to kind of give a little bit more just to kind of highlight that image a little bit more, you can see she's just blown away by seeing her baby in full crystal clear high definition. And even if we have to divide off the van here for some more privacy, the curtain here has a window, a clear window built in, so that in addition to this small screen, she's still, even with it closed off, able to see the big screen in high definition as well. All right, I'm going to turn the lights back on. And another couple of pretty neat things is that a full surround sound radio system that can be run by Bluetooth from a phone or radio or any kind of music to have a nice, really comfortable environment for her here, and can also be hooked up to the sound from the ultrasound machine to hear that heartbeat in full surround sound, which is amazing. You could see on the side there's these windows that have been closed to keep it a little cooler in here, but I can actually raise these night shades up, and you can see this is pretty slick. Usually when this happens, everybody goes, ooh, you know, like, wow, this is really cool. And then in addition to the night shades, there's also day shades that are currently lowered as well to give us keep a little cooler and give more privacy, but I could raise those up as well for even more light and to access the emergency windows all the way around if need be. So this is pretty slick. So now you can see there's a lot more light in here, and even with this, the wrap has the privacy wrap on the outside, so you can have your windows all the way open if you want a lot of light, if it's say in the winter and it's cooler. Or if it's hot like it is right now, then you can go ahead and put those day shades back down, have a little bit more shade, a little bit more privacy. And then if it starts getting dark and these lights are on, then of course it's going to show everybody outside what's happening on the inside, and you need that privacy. You can lower these night shades and have a completely private and comfortable environment no matter what time of day or season that it is. And then in a similar way, we're in the back clinic portion of the van, but you can also look up here by lowering this front divider, and this actually takes you right into the cab in the front where the driver is in the passenger seat. So if the staff are back here and they're currently not having an appointment with a client, then they can be able to communicate and chit chat, and then whenever the time is for an appointment, if somebody gets on, they just raise that front divider right up. So that's pretty cool. All right, so now as we move back to as we move further back in the vehicle, you can see there's all kinds of extra counter space that could pull out. There's drawers for all the storage of the probes and the technology, cleaning equipment. Here we have actually an extra sink for the nurse or the sonographer to use as they're doing pregnancy testing, and potentially some units actually are able to provide STD testing on board as well. We won't be starting off with that, but that is a possibility. And of course, everything is up to full compliance with all medical standards for hygiene and keeping things compliant with washing your hands. There's a trash can facility over here. And then of course we have the bathroom in the back, which has a little pocket door so she can have full privacy as she closes herself off, and is able to do the pregnancy test with the toilet, the sink, and all the cleaning and sanitation that she needs, as well as a emergency first aid kit. And we also, of course, have fire extinguishers, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors, everything to make sure that this is actually a fully compliant medical center on the road. And then another feature I showed you outside is the security cameras all the way around, and in the front cab where the driver sits, as well as right here, you could see two images. This is an image of the cameras looking out the front, and you can rotate that to look out the front, the back, or left or right side and see any point of it. And over here you actually have this 360-degree view that stitches all the way around the vehicle. So if somebody goes out and walks around the vehicle, you actually see them from a bird's eye view all the way around. And that was running 24/7 to protect this amazing investment that God has made possible for the El Paso area. It's got onboard water tanks. It has an instant hot water heater. It's got air conditioning, heating, everything they need. It's got not only all the lighting needed, but even this LED trim all the way around. It's got plenty of power outlets, both USB and 15 volt. It's got speakers to control your surround sound system front and back. It's got plenty of space for the computers that are needed. It's got the onboard instant hot water heater, water tanks, gray and black water tanks. It has everything that's needed to make sure that this can provide a full, comprehensive, life-affirming, quality medical care experience for clients as they get on for that life-saving ultrasound. And the last thing I just show you is up in the cab. So let's go ahead and go down out of the clinic, and we'll take a look up front. All right, so we're climbing into the cab right now, and I'll tell you what, this thing's fun to drive. It's got, I don't know how much horsepower, but we've been very pleasantly surprised with how well it keeps up with any situation needing to go up a hill or anything like that. Diesel engine, can control the security cameras system from the front as well. Everything is up here, and we are even able to open this up from back here, so if the driver needs to communicate with the clinic staff, they're able to have that ongoing communication throughout the entire experience. This is really important though to have this here because during the first part especially of the client's exam and appointment, when she comes in, this is a place where the boyfriend or husband or partner or whoever is able to sit up here in a separate environment so she can have some privacy and be able to talk freely. And but yet we can still have them in a nice air-conditioned environment, offer them a drink as well, have a radio on, and maybe even have some counseling, say, for the driver to be able to talk to the husband or the boyfriend man-to-man for a little while until it's time for him to go back and join her for the ultrasound scan. And that's it. It's finally here, guys. You made this a reality, so thank you, thank God for this amazing blessing. Now the important part is we continue to sustain and support this work so it can actually use this tool. As amazing as this incredible blessing is, at everything we just looked at the end of the day, it's really just a bunch of metal and glass and rubber. But this is a tool, and by itself, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to sit here and take up space. So now this is a tool for our team to use, and so we need to now make sure that we can sustain and support a medical team with our nurse manager and our operation manager and our sonographers to be able to use this tool to its maximum life-saving capability. And there are multiple ways that we need your help in that. First of all, we've got our banquet coming up. We need people to sponsor tables, help underwrite that banquet. Make sure you come and invite people to come and be a part of this work by financially partnering with us and making all this possible. And that credit goes to you for ensuring that this life-saving work is out there and is possible. And the other thing that is absolutely essential to ensure that we can operate this day in and day out, month after month, until the entire borderland has become abortion-free and we see the last 2 abortion facilities closed, is your ongoing monthly support through your membership in the Coalition for Life. That is so absolutely critical. Really consider what you can go without every single month so that the young women and their partners and their babies who walk in through these doors, that they can go home with, right? So what can I go without so that she can go home with hope, with joy, with love, with her baby? Because true charity, true love means not just giving from our excess, it means giving until it hurts. There's a story from Mother Teresa when she was on a flight and she was sitting and somebody was asking her about her ministry, a fellow passenger, and she was explaining everything that she does, and he was really impressed. And it turns out he was fairly wealthy and he wanted to support her work, so he wrote her a check for $200,000 on the spot. And Mother Teresa was just amazed and thanking him so much. And then he said, it's nothing for me. And Mother Teresa, being Mother Teresa only, could get away with this. She thought about that and she said, well, if it's nothing to you, then it's nothing to God. And she tore up the check and gave it back to him. And the man thought about that, and after he picked himself up off the floor, he thought about it and realized, I need to do more. And he ended up rewriting a new check for $1.1 million. And he handed that to her and said, okay, now that hurt. Because love has to hurt. But that sacrificial amount looks different for every single person. Like the woman with the 2 coins who maybe gave less than everyone else, she gave everything that she had. She gave that it hurt. And that is what Christ said would be rewarded more than anything else. So please give sacrificially. Thank you for your support and prayers and bringing this to El Paso.